Welcome class. Today we'll be teaching you about women's status and how it affects well-being.
What is well-being? Well-being is the overall health and happiness of a place or person and refers to the Human Development Index. So who has the greatest well-being? She has a greater well-being. Well-being is not based on how large your bank account is. However, it is determined by happiness, health, and personal relationships. How does gender inequality affect well-being? Because some women are excluded from school and public life, they don't know about disease and how to prevent them, they're unaware of health and nutrition, and that's increased by illiteracy and decreases the child's upbringing, and also women are not heard and have little choice to control fertility, sexuality and marital choices, and this causes women's well-being to decrease and others around them.
Examples from around the world. So the first example is genital mutilation. This is also known as female circumcision.
With genital mutilation, young girls are snatched while they sleep during the night. Even mothers and grandmothers support this cruel act.
Female genital mutilation. Now the definition is the intentional cause of harm towards girls and women by cutting off or mutilating parts of their genitalia. Genital mutilation. Now genital mutilation occurs in 27 countries including Africa, Indonesia, Iraq, Kurdistan and Yemen. In 2016, already 200 million operations in these 27 countries have been proceeded. Genital mutilation. With the procedures, a blade is used to remove the clitoral hood, clitoral glands, inner and outer labia. They can experience depression, anxiety, trust issues and post-traumatic stress. Also comes a lot of infections such as cysts, effects in childbirth and difficulty urinating.
The next example is forced marriage. Young girls that are forced into marriage are treated as slaves by the men. The definition is being pushed to marry without her consent and against her will. And child brides is when girls under the age of 18 are forced to marry. Forced marriage does not only occur in developing countries. It's occurred in Norway only a few years ago. It is not only related to culture or ethnicities, and each year 15 million girls are married before the age of 18 years old. It's fueled by gender inequality, poverty, and a sense of security for parents. Niger has the highest rate of child marriage, which is 76%, and India has the highest absolute number of child marriages, 10,063,000.
Even Jesus said that women have to submit themselves to their husbands. This is shown in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22 to 23. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife as Christ is the head of his church, his body of which he is the Saviour. Here's a video that we found on YouTube about forced marriages.
The next topic is gender pay gap. Women can work 10 hours every day on average, with less pay than men, who would work 5 hours a day, and then this accumulates to be more than a woman on a 10-hour working day.
Gender pay gap. Now the definition of a gender pay gap is the difference between the average weekly earnings between a female and a male. It can happen in both the workforce and also buying specific products. The pay gap has been in Australia since 1990. The national pay gap is currently 17.9% and has remained between 15% and 19% over the past 2 decades. There are many stereotypes about the type of work women and men should do and how both these genders interact in the workforce.
Here's a quick insight of our questions that are being handed out to you now by Sarah.
Created using Powtoon.